So what we're going to do now is we're going to have multiple setState calls. So this is the first one. Let me create set some other state, and then I will copy this and make it 10, and then I will set some other state. So here, as expected, when we click here, it shows us 10. So something to think about is the component being rendered when we call the first setState call? So is it that when I click on this, it calls set some state, it sets the state, changes it to 1, and then it calls set some other state, calls the render, and changes it to 10. So to know if that is what is happening, let's do alert this dot state dot count. So now we will alert every time we'll be alerted every time the render is called. So I save this. So this is just the initial render with 0. Now when I click here, that's interesting that it is never calling count when it's 1. It simply looks at the last setState call and sets it to 10. And the reason behind this is that React internally tries to optimize for how many times it calls render. So when it sees multiple consecutive setState calls, internally React does something like object.assign and an empty object, and then the first setState, so it's count 1, and then the second one, and so on. So it tries to object.assign, and the result of this is that only the last one gets applied.